Hello, hi, welcome to JasonNewland.com. This is JasonChats. My name is Jason Newland, and just thought I'd do a quick update. I've been really ill. Oh man, I've been ill. Since I'm not going to edit this, so hopefully I won't cough too much. If I cough too much, I'll just stop the whole thing and I won't upload it. Basically, I thought I had COVID, had a test, came back that I didn't have it. So hopefully, well, either I have had it or I haven't had it, I don't know. People keep telling me, you can't trust the tests. Those are the people that said, you have to have the test. So make your fucking mind up, will you? I was so ill. And my hearing is 50%, I'd say. Both my ears, I can't hear properly. Don't know why I'm pointing to my ears. Most people know where the ears are. It's just very strange. It's a very strange old thing, really. Feeling. This is the first day that I've felt anywhere near normal for over 2 weeks. It's been nearly 3 weeks. I started off with back pain, so I didn't feel normal with that. Excuse the coughing. I've got a back brace on for my upper back to try and correct my posture. I've had to take the medication again for the back pain today. But I think a lot of the reasons for the back pain is the amount of inactivity for the last week or so, like laying in bed for days on end, and then just sitting down when I wasn't laying down. So I haven't, because before that I was starting to walk around a bit, using the back posture brace thing, and my back was starting to feel a hell of a lot better with the medication, the anti-inflammatory stuff. So there you go. So it's kind of almost self-inflicted, but not, if you know what I mean. The back. I'm planning on getting back to exercising a bit more. I mean, I've got exercise equipment, I've got a bike, I've got weights and stuff that I use, but I haven't done anything like that for a little while because of my back. I didn't know what was wrong with my back because I've had lower back issues for years and years and years, and it's got gradually worse and it's awful at times. And I am on medication for that, like a prescription, pain relief. But when my upper back, middle to upper back started to hurt, I started to worry. I think, is it lungs? Is it my chest? Is it physical? Is it neurological? You know, what is it? And it was excruciating. It was the worst physical pain that I think I've experienced, actually. Because my lower back's more like a toothache. Okay, we all know toothache. Toothache's one of the worst things you can experience, but not when it's not in your tooth. If it's in your mouth, it is. A toothache in your leg or in your ankle, although it can be horrible, in my personal opinion, I find it easier to remove myself from it, to move away from it. So being in my lower back, there were times where I could almost ignore it, relax, and it's not so easy, and it's in your mouth, so I'm not saying that I actually have a toothache in my back. I hope you understand. I'm just as an analogy. but my upper back was shooting pains. Oh, it was, yeah, it's really among the worst pain I've had that kept coming, and it was when I moved. So if I kept still in a certain position, it didn't hurt. Now that's no way to live. That's, if you unless you have to. Some people, that is the way they live, and it's horrible. And I feel for you. But if that's not the way I have to live, then I'm not going to. So I will keep moving, and I will put myself through the pain, if it's going to help, if I can help myself, which is what I kept trying to do. I was stretching. I've been doing loads of stretching exercises for months and months and months for my lower back. And I started thinking, have I overdone it? Because maybe I've ripped some muscles in my upper back in the process, or pushed too far on my spine, maybe overdone it and hurt my spine. Because until a couple of weeks ago, I was doing exercises every morning in bed. I was doing these certain exercises for my lower back. I was doing crunches. During the day, I was doing all kinds of stretches and strengthening exercises that I'd learned in order to strengthen and stretch my lower back. But I stopped doing those now, so my lower back pain it's not so much painful, it's stiff, because I've not been able to do anything. And my upper back, although it started to get much better since I've been ill with this either COVID or non-COVID virus, I've had something that my upper back has started to hurt again. But now I've got the back thing on, it seems to be working. It just means I need to sort of adjust my position. But yeah, so basically I've had what I would say is like an ear infection, a chest infection, and gastroenteritis plus flu all at the same time. That's what it's felt like. The chest infection wasn't too bad to start with, and that's the thing that's kind of the last bit. I'm not coughing as much today as I did yesterday, and I'm coughing now. Now I'm talking about it, I want to cough. Before that, I was coughing more, but the cough wasn't the thing that was the worst. The worst of it was my stomach. I had a bad throat. It felt like throat infection. My ears. It all started on Wednesday. Really, I felt ill for a few days, just under the weather, but nothing really major. Just feel a bit odd. And then a couple of days, like the Monday and the Tuesday last week, because now Wednesday now. Last week, Monday, Tuesday, I was waking up with earaches. One earache on the left ear, and then earache on the right ear, alternate days. But then it went away. So I was like, oh, phew. Because I suffered with earaches when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I had to have an operation, and they found out that I had hearing issues. One of my ears was, I was partially deaf in one ear. They didn't know, no one knew. And the doctor said it's either I was just born that way, or I'd taken a bash to the head, to that side of the head, which had caused damage to the ear. Knowing my early childhood, it could have been the former, the latter, the last one. But there's no way knowing. Plus, all kids, just generally, even if they have normal childhoods, will take bashes to the head when it's a football, or if they fall over, fall down the stairs, fall out of a tree. get chucked out of a helicopter, whatever normal stuff happens for kids. So I was a little bit worried, because whenever I get earaches, that's when I think, oh, so I don't get earaches. I hardly get headaches. I'm quite lucky that way. But Wednesday, I woke up and I had an earache. And I thought, oh, a bit weird. It was in my left ear, but then I got up and I kind of shook it off. Got my ear off and shook it around. Aired it out of the window. Just get rid of the cobwebs. And I was sitting there watching telly, eating my breakfast, and I was hearing something, like an echo, and I thought I had my headphones, because I've got headphones that I listen to the TV with when at night, or I listen to, I watch TV, if I watch like internet TV, like movies and Netflix or whatever, I use the headphones, because then I'm not disturbing my neighbours, because I'm up all night sometimes. So in between making podcasts, I might watch a Netflix thing or whatever, or YouTube. That's what it sounded like I left the headphones on. But then I realised the headphones were turned off, and as my ear was echoing, my left ear was echoing what I was hearing on the telly. Very strange sensation. Other ear was fine. They weren't blocked. It was echoing. But I guess it was blocked a little bit. It was strange. Really, really surreal. And then the Wednesday, I thought, well, I'm not going to give in to this. I'm just going to carry on like normal. Went out I only went up to the shop to get some milk and stuff. But I felt so ill. It's like really like, this is hard. I just don't feel great. And I ended up going to bed late afternoon, probably about 5 o'clock, and didn't get up other than to go to the toilet and eat minimal, like a biscuit or a bit of a banana and some water. That was it. Just whenever I was sort of really needed to eat something. And I was in bed pretty much until Sunday. And through that I had, as I said, like I've had gastroenteritis once. This wasn't as bad as gastroenteritis in a sense of the pain. I didn't have a huge physical stomach pains. I did have stomach pains, but not on the level of when I had gastroenteritis a couple of years ago. But some of the other effects of gastroenteritis, which I'm not going to talk about, I had, and it was awful. And then, put it this way, if I was in a relationship, I think it would end. I think the washing machine's threatened to leave me. Seriously, and the toilet's already gone. Toilet's left. I bought flowers and everything, and it didn't work. So I went through that whole thing. I didn't know what to do. So I'm here on my own. So I didn't. Luckily, my friend, who's also ill, but on one day he wasn't ill, so he went to get some day nurse and some medication from the pharmacy for the cold. Well, just basic kind of flu kind of stuff. So that's what I had. So that did help me get through it. Just lots of water, and then I was also drinking cups of tea as well. So I tried to drink Coke, because I had a few Cokes in there. It tasted wrong. Still does. I had a Coke yesterday. I'm used to drinking 4 cans of Coke a day. I had 1 bottle of Coke, which I didn't even drink all of it. Didn't taste right. Still don't. So my taste's not there. My sense of smell, it's a bit weird. There's a weird smell, but it might just be me. I might just need to have a bath. I do need to have a bath. And my hearing, as I said, after about, I think by the Thursday, last week, my hearing had gone. It's just like both ears clogged up, 50-50, about 50% in my hearing. On the television, to give an example, I have it at 20, and that's a nice loud, like normal TV. That's kind of the level that I have it. I can have it lower, but that's nice, clear, sound. I had to have it at 58 to get to the same level with my hearing as it is. So I was very surprised at that. And then, luckily, with time, I've seemed to have improved. Last night was the first time I had any food, like an actual meal. But before that, it's just been toast. Toast, the odd sandwich. I had a pizza in the fridge, so that lasted me a whole day. Just bits of pizza. And cups of tea and water, some orange juices that I had. Cups of coffee that I had. I have a coffee. I have a coffee every morning. I have 1 cup of coffee a day in the morning. Blah blah blah. And last night I had my first meal, and it was a frozen meal, but it was a lasagna, and I thought, yeah, that'll be all right. I can dip into that. I have a few little bits. Like I didn't like pour it into my mouth. I wasn't hungry really. I was hungry, but not expecting to eat it all. And I did. And I think I feel better now because of that. Because I've managed to, I can now eat a whole bowl of breakfast cereal. Before I was eating breakfast cereal and I was just having a couple of mouthfuls and that was it. So now I'm back eating again from the looks of it. I haven't really got my taste buds back. I can taste, but it's not the same. Don't taste the same, I can hear myself, but I don't hear myself how I normally do. So I can't hear how I really sound. And I'm waiting for my ears to pop, just so I can start hearing again. But I've never had this happen before. I never had like a whole week where my ear's just gone. I mean, this might have been how my ear was when I was a kid, but I didn't know because I didn't know any different. You don't know it, do you? If you're born with ringing in your ears, then you're probably never going to question it. Especially if you're a little baby, a little kid. You might, but the chance is you might never ever ask anyone. Like you might assume that everybody has a ringing in their ears. So yeah, I hope that my ears get back to being how they were. And I got some of that stuff. My friend got it for me. The Optrex. It's not Optrex. That ear thing that you put in, squeeze in your ear and that to clear your ears out. I did that, but it didn't seem to make any. Well, it didn't make any difference at all. But I enjoyed the fizziness. I like the fizzy, like. I like that feeling. It's quite nice. So I might do one again today because it's nearly a week ago. I think it was Thursday that I did it. So maybe I can do it because I don't want to do stuff like that too often. And that's it. So I'm feeling a bit better. Still not really feeling ready to make podcasts because I can't hear myself really. I can't really. And it's that coughing, I know I can edit. I can edit out the coughing and stuff, but there's also, I can't hear background sounds. So when I'm making a podcast, I like to be able to make sure that the background's fairly quiet. But I can't hear the background sounds. Even people shouting outside, because some people do like to shout outside. It's just like a mumble. like that, which is very weird, very strange. But yeah, that's it. I thought I'd just do a little update, what's going on with me. Everything other than that, everything's good. It's weird. It's just been a weird, 2.5 weeks. My back, I mean, that was really getting to me. And then I think going out to the doctors, to the chemist or the pharmacy, on the buses, all that stuff, on that journey, on that day, which was I think it was the Thursday before, or the Wednesday or Thursday before. That's, I think, possibly when I caught my virus or whatever it was. And then it didn't, I started to feel it ill in the evening, but just a bit weird. I put it down to the medication because it did say that it could make you feel a bit strange. There was I forget what it's called, but it's for pain, but it's also helps with the alleviation of the stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the technical term is. So, but Wednesday, man, I tell you, after Wednesday onwards, ooh, the only good thing, I say the only good thing, but I had a delivery on that day. And if it hadn't been for the food delivery I had, I don't know what I would have done, honestly. Because I didn't even get that much stuff. It was just basic, a few basic bits and bobs, some frozen meals, some milk, a few... excuse me. Just some basic stuff. But I'd have been... because I couldn't go out. I don't know what I'd have done. So, thankfully, I mean, it might have been the delivery that brought me the illness, because I used those old trays that are probably full of disease and illness, I don't know how often they get cleaned. Stuff's not in bags anymore, is it? So all the stuff is put onto these horrible ratty trays that have probably got all kinds of plagues on them. Oh, I'm very positive today. But, they've tested, they've gone and tested, and like, they're full of all kinds of, like, really filthy. Because you've got meat that's dripping blood onto them. Then you put dairy products, and then you put, food, like chicken, that's raw, next to chicken that's cooked. The basic things that you learn in hygiene it's a little bit worrying. But that's all to do with the environment, though, isn't it? So it's not having... That's weird. Not having carrier bags. That's the... it's not okay. It's not a choice anymore. They just will not deliver them with carrier bags. I'm happy to pay. I always paid extra for the carrier bags, and I will happily give the carrier bags back or reuse the carrier bags. I don't chuck carrier bags away. So when they come, they stick it on my doorstep outside, and I say, move it. I have to move it out. I go into the hallway, into the outside my front door. I take my carrier bags with me, and I have to put the stuff from the tray. So I have to bend down, which is not great on my back. Partly the reason I get deliveries is so that I don't have to carry stuff because of my back. This is worse than carrying stuff from the supermarket because I'm bending over it like maybe 20 times, and to put the stuff into the carrier bags it's the most uncustomer friendly service in a sense. So I don't know. I'm trying to avoid going to supermarkets, being around people, so that I don't catch this lurgy thing, this disease. And I had a test, flow test or whatever, and it came up negative. So, people say, you should have a test. Okay, I had a test. Came up negative. You can't trust the tests. Everybody's a doctor. Have you noticed that? Everyone's a doctor now. Everyone knows everything. So, yeah. If anyone's wondering why I don't look into the camera, I don't know where the camera is. I think it's there. Is it there? Yeah. It's there. I want to go. Still lots coming. I know that I've not done much on YouTube really as far as making videos. I do share my podcast onto the YouTube channel, but the plan is to be uploading some videos very soon. Might not be till January, but it will be soon. I have 2 months of targets to reach for my podcasts. So last month I reached my target of 600,000 downloads in October. So that was my target. November's 800,000, December's 1 million downloads. So I got 6,669,868 downloads. And the month before, in September, 458,000 downloads. So that's why I set the target for October. I thought, yeah, I'll go 600, 800 November, and then go for the 1 million in December. So far, I'm on target. It's only the 3rd day of the month, so there's lots to do. And I kind of figure, well, if I got 669,000, nearly 670,000 downloads last month, and I pretty much lost 2 weeks of the month. I wasn't as active. I spent a lot of time in bed during that period. Still managed to get the view or the downloads. So people were still downloading my podcast episodes, listening and stuff. So I figure on full throttle, sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Full throttle. Maybe I can produce more. I'll get a better month. And it started off, actually. Yesterday was a really good day. Day before was good. So this is the 3rd day. So all days, so far, every day's been good. So I will continue. Oh, yes. So thank you for listening. This is it. I'll keep you updated. And sorry about the coughing. I don't think there was too much coughing for me. Now I'm talking about it. I think the word coughing makes the throat vibrate a little bit. It's a new technique. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves and remember to be gentle with yourself. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.